Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video. I don't think I've done this before, but if you like the videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Screaming at the Wind. There's also a Facebook page, an Instagram, and a website, and they're all called Screaming at the Wind. So the name Screaming at the Wind, it kind of came up and the reason I used that name for this channel and for the websites and stuff is because that is about how useless the separate sense of self is. I mean, not useless if you like playing the game of human. If you like suffering. If you like the constant push and pull, up and down roller coaster that we like to call life. But about the only thing the separate sense of self is worth, or its only purpose seems to be, suffering. I've told a lot of my story about the human Jason, the character Jason, the personality that was identified as for many years. And believe me, there was suffering, or the illusion of suffering. However, the separate sense of self does give what we call life context, something to do. I used to be a big dreamer. I was going to be a famous rock star or movie star, celebrity. I was going to save the world. I had a lot of plans. I was going to help all my family members, whom I appreciate dearly, and without whom I wouldn't be here, or this, wouldn't have been in this game. What comes to mind is the Buddhist saying that one man's salvation is the salvation of the whole world. All purpose and meaning for life is simply made up by the personality. Its motivating factor, fear. So, What does it mean one man's salvation is the salvation of the whole world? Well, we don't want to get too much into meaning, but what it points to is that when you see correctly, there is no incorrectly. But when clear sight is attained, there is no world, and there is nothing that needs to be saved. There is nothing that needs to be done. There's no meaning or purpose that needs to be found. You could say the purpose is in the doing and the living. Above and beyond that, not much more. We have a lot of purposes. I think one of the biggest purposes pushed is progress, evolution, betterment. When in fact, planet Earth is really a graveyard. A beautiful graveyard, well decorated. Because everything that we see that has life is passing. From the moment something comes into form, it is passing away, changing, moving. For better or worse, well, that's subjective. One person's better or worse may not be the same as another person's better or worse, but both of those exist in duality, perceived through the lens of the separate self. The separate self also perceives wrongness, where wrongness doesn't exist. And in this perception that something is wrong, most actions are spurred from. And we can take an example. Let's take the automobile. And none of this is right or wrong, by the way. It is what it is. There's still perfection in everything. Even in the seeing of wrongness. Even in the separate sense of self. Perfection always is. And perfection's not quite the right word. It would assume there is imperfection. But it is a word to point. So the automobile. It went something like this. I want to get from here to there faster. And my feet just aren't fast enough. Or that horse just isn't fast enough. And so we create the automobile. To create the automobile, we have to attain many different types of metal, or acquire many different types of metal, rubber, plastics, and all the other things that go into making an automobile. On top of that, the automobile needs things to function. It needs water, it needs oil and gas. There's other chemicals that go into the battery and different things that make up the entire automobile. And so seemingly we've solved the problem. We've created a solution to the problem. Right? I can get from here to there faster. In solving that perceived problem, we have to strip away these elements from this planet. Is that bad or good? It's neither, either, or, doesn't matter. I have no opinion either way. Just something we can observe. A seeming solution creates other problems when an initial problem is perceived. So now what do we have because of the automobile and all other things that move us from A to B faster? Trains, planes, automobiles, boats. A lot of these run on the same type of machinery. We need similar elements to build these things and run these things. To get us from here to there faster. And so these automobiles give off waste in acquiring the materials that make up the automobile. There is pollution. People want to make the world a better place. Yet they drive automobiles because they want to get from here to there faster. It's not good or bad. I have no opinion on it. Just telling a story. Point being that in perceiving a problem, the mind creates a solution. Solution creates more problems. More problems create more solutions. More solutions create more problems. This is exponential. And cannot be sustained forever. Good or bad, doesn't matter. Not either. Right or wrong, doesn't matter. Just is. Something to look at, though. So what's this thing that needs to solve the problem? Separate sense of self, which is created from fear. Survival. A need to feel safe and secure, where no safety or security actually exists. Because once again, this is a graveyard. Everything ends. This entire planet will be gone one day. And, if I had to guess, I would say that every trace that humanity has ever existed will be gone one day. So what's the point? The point of life. What's the point behind all this? Which takes me back to the original thing we started with. There is no meaning or purpose to this. The mind, the separate sense of self, creates it. It is the motor that drives civilization and everything, ultimately to its end. Creation and destruction. A circle goes on and on. Nothing to be sad about, of course. Because when we accept what is, when we surrender to what is, there is a freedom to be attained. To truly appreciate life. To truly appreciate whatever's going on here. To take it all in, to not reject. It has been a pleasure speaking this evening. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful wherever you're at. Bye now.